Good morning, Forever. How are we? Did you fight your way through all the cartoon characters outside? I came down in the lift with Batman this morning, imagine that. Somebody just sent an amazing tweet out with all the stormtroopers outside. Did you see that? Guarding the entrance today so that you could get in safely. Welcome to our October Success Day. Are you in for a good day? Are you ready to party? Oh, bloody hell, that was pathetic. Are you ready to party? I thought I was in the comic room for a second instead of our last but one event of the year, and we've got a fantastic day lined up for you. And as ever, it's going to be a mixture of recognition and information. And I hope that by the time our day ends today at 4 p.m., you are on the ceiling, excited about the opportunity that we all have to better our lives and the lives of others through this amazing opportunity. How many of you were at the Managers Summit last weekend? Did you enjoy yourselves? Have you recovered? I tell you what, for a health and nutrition company, sometimes you guys aren't so healthy, I noticed. On the Saturday night, you partied till, I think, 2 o'clock in the morning. And to be fair, you were all back in the training room the next day. Although I did see some rather sleepy heads. I took a photograph of 2 people actually asleep on their table on the Sunday afternoon. And later on today, some of you who were at the Managers Summit may like to leave the room because we do have a highlights video that we're playing later on. And I reckon I'm going to be able to blackmail some of you probably for the rest of your lives when you see this video later. We also, 2 weekends ago, had our first Managers Summit in Ireland, which for me was, I guess, a recognition of the way that the Irish business is growing. They historically have shared our manager events with the UK, but we took the decision to split it out this year. So we had 150 of our managers in Ireland at the Managers Weekend. And it reminded me very much of the early days of Forever UK, our first managers retreats when we had 75 to 100 leaders in the room. When you fast forward 20 odd years and you now can see 5,000 of you in the room here today, that's just, for me, testament to what an amazing business we have. And you know what? It's a little like your own individual teams. You sign that Forever Business Owner form, it's just you. And for the first few weeks and months, perhaps you've got a small team around you. And then as time goes by, if you keep sharing your story and our story, your team grows. And I was amazed. In Ireland, I had John and Jane as my special guests, and I was amazed to hear Jane has 500,000 people in her team around the world. Can you imagine that? That's the power. Yeah, give her a round of applause, yeah. That's the power of what we have. Right, mate? Looking after your mom today? Making sure she behaves herself? Good. Who's here for the first time today? Okay, I'd like you to get on your feet because we want to take a look at you. Let's recognize all our new people in the room today. Thank you for being with us. Brilliant, lots of you. I'm sure there's a million and one places you could have been, so we appreciate you taking the time to be with us. And in the next few minutes, I want to share with you, for those of you who are not familiar with us, a brief flyby of what is a remarkable opportunity. An opportunity that I've had the pleasure of being involved with since 1994 when I joined as a Forever Business Owner. Apprehensively, skeptically thinking, could it work? Will it work? I think my original goal was to make an extra £500 a month. And what I quickly discovered is that if you have the confidence to share the story of our success, talk about our products and talk about our opportunities, you will find people who are more than interested. And I found that people came back for the products. I saw the amazing health benefits that people gain by taking our products. And what I saw over a period of time is more and more of us develop a financial independence from our own home-based business. And if you're in the room for the first time today, I'd like you during the day to look around the room and see the diverse range of ages, backgrounds, ethnicity, religion. Everybody and anybody is welcome in Forever. Last 2 weeks ago at our Success Day in Ireland, I recognized a young girl aged 18 years of age, still at college, who joined Forever Ireland and made the position of manager. And from the stage 2 weeks ago, she talked about the extra money having been critical to her during her education and during her studies so that she didn't leave college with any debt. And she said that was pretty unusual compared to her colleagues. She talked about how just applying herself a few hours a week, she'd been able to create €1,000 income from a very, very part-time Forever business. At the other end of the scale, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago at our Success Day in Cheltenham, I had the pleasure of recognizing one of our more elderly managers, a guy named Morris, 93 years of age. Yeah. Joined the business when he was 91 and a half. And he said to me, Bob, if ever you retell my story, and I have thousands of times because I think it's a great story, he said, always remember the half, because when you get to 91, it's very important. So did Morris wake up one day at 91 and a half and decide he's going to be the next Richard Branson? No. What happened with Morris was somebody had the courage to share our product with him. He wasn't as mobile as he used to be, which is understandable at 91 and a half. But as a result of drinking one of our drinks, he found himself more mobile. And the result of that was friends and family said to him, Morris, what is it that you're doing? And he said, I'm drinking this product every day, this aloe vera juice. His friends and family simply said, get some for me. And so Morris told us how in a year and a half of being with Forever, not only was he more active than when he was in his 60s, he now had an income that was greater than the pension plan that he'd paid into for all of his working life. So I share that story with you, not so that you can go hassling all the old age pensioners in London tomorrow, but to share with you that if you're here for the first time thinking, can somebody like me do this from my background, I can promise you that during the course of the day, you're likely to see lots and lots of evidence that you can, and that we're more alike than different. And if you're looking for a catch in our business model today, the catch is you have to go out and work. It's as simple as that. But if you're not afraid of hard work, not afraid of touching your business each day, I can promise you, whatever your background, there is something for you here in Forever. And whether that be you just want to make an extra few £100 a month on a part-time basis, or whether it is you have a dream to be an entrepreneur and build a career income. And during the course of the day, you'll of course see evidence of both. As you can see from the slide, we have a long history. Founded in 1978 by the guy you see on the screen, Rex Morn, still very much at the helm of Forever today, along with his son Greg. We're still a family business with family values, and we're very proud of that. When I first evaluated Forever for myself all those years ago, the fact we were a family business encouraged me. The fact that we weren't owned by a bank or a faceless institution encouraged me, and it subsequently proved to be absolutely amazing to work for such a great family. And from relatively small, humble beginnings in Phoenix, Arizona, which is still our head office today, we now trade in over 150 countries. We're noticing that people are building international businesses with us faster than ever before. Sometimes they've only been with us a few weeks or months and they already have teams overseas. And I believe that's because the timing is perfect for our type of business when you think about now the technology that exists to help us communicate. Facebook, Twitter, Skype, all the platforms that you can use at very low cost to be able to inspire, recruit, and motivate people that you might know in other countries around the world. So it's a truly international opportunity that you have when you become a Forever business owner. We're cash rich, we're debt free. We have some amazing properties in our portfolio, and that's because Rex's previous background was in property, so he loves interesting buildings. And one of his favorite buildings, of course, is the house that we have here in England near Warwick, Longbridge Manor, which is head office to our staff. And as with all of our buildings, very much an open door policy there. We'd encourage you to call by, say hi to us, meet the team. And the team there are dedicated to supporting all of our independent business owners all around the country. And what that means when you get started is you don't have to employ the staff. We have them. You don't have to worry about the red tape, the packaging, the licensing of the product, the marketing materials. We produce all that on your behalf so that you can have that professional image from day one. Our business is growing substantially here, and those of you who are involved, of course, know that. But for those of you perhaps with us for the first time today, we're 74% growth so far this year, already on a substantial base. So it's an amazing time to be involved with us. And that's because we're riding some really powerful trends. The trend of people wanting to look after themselves. We have an aging population, but I think in most parts it's a population that don't just want to get older, they want to stay healthy as they get older. I believe that there's a greater understanding now about how we can impact on our health, the things that we can do that could potentially help us live longer and be healthier. Exercise, drinking water, getting some good sleep, having good quality food, eating enough vitamins and minerals each day. And maybe recognizing that sometimes we might need to supplement what we do in order to help ourselves. And that's the marketplace that we're in. And we're seeing year on year, this marketplace is growing. And it's not just in the UK, all around Europe, all around the world, more and more people recognizing that they lead a fast-paced life. Sometimes you meet so many people, I know whether you're the same, so many people say to me, oh, I'm so tired. Well, it's possible because, you're not looking after yourself well enough, and we have some great products for that. You can see over the next few slides the sort of scale of spend that already exists in our type of business. And each year we develop new products that enable each of us as FBOs to encourage more of our customers to get healthy. We're a world leader in the production of aloe vera-based products and beehive products, and literally millions of dollars of our turnover is reinvested each year to make sure that we have the best possible products available. And I believe that the biggest statement we make about our products, and I think it's something that each and every one of us can use when we get started particularly, is the fact that we have an unconditional 60-day money-back guarantee. So anybody can try our products, and if they don't like it for whatever reason, they can bring it back and get a full refund. I hope you agree with me that that really shows that we have confidence in the product that we have. If the product didn't work, we probably wouldn't have lasted 60 days, never mind 37 years. What any of our established business owners will tell you is that customers don't bring the product back, but customers do come back time and time again. And I think that's one of the fundamental things to consider when looking at our business, is that we have a highly consumable, high quality product. And so when you have that customer base built, as long as you look after those customers, they're going to be with you for years. And we have many of our business owners in the room, like myself, that have done this for a long time, who've had customers all the way through the time that we've been forever. When people feel healthy as a result of taking a product, when they feel better as a result of taking a product, then they're going to get that strong emotional attachment to the product. Sorry, I went one too far then. Take me back one, guys, will you? The second really powerful trend we're riding is we only distribute our products through independent business owners. And my observation, particularly in the last 10 years, is that in the UK, people are becoming more entrepreneurial. More and more people are questioning whether what they're doing at the moment to create an income for their families is the only thing that they could be doing. Is there a better way? I live about, I don't know, maybe 10 miles from our office in Warwick, and occasionally if I come to London on the train, I'm amazed at the number of people who commute, even from Warwick, which is an hour and a half away, into London every day to work, and then commute back. And I can't help but thinking at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning when they're on the platform waiting for the train, they've probably left home before their kids are awake, and the chances are they're returning home in the evening when their kids are back in bed. How many of those people might be interested in a way of developing a career income like they have at the moment, but in a much more flexible way? And so we've seen as a business, particularly in the last 5 years, more and more people at least prepared to look at what we do. And in the past, that was sometimes challenging because our business doesn't necessarily fit the box of what people have been used to. But I do believe it's a business that actually really fits the box of what's needed for the future. I say to people, don't be surprised if some of your friends and family are sometimes skeptical about the business that you've joined. Because if you think about your friends and family, if you were to ask them, who do they know that has a successful job? They probably know several people, so they can relate to being employed, tick the box. Who do they know who owns a successful business? They might be able to tick the box of that as well. They might even know people who own a franchise. They could tick that box. But they possibly don't know yet of many people who make a career income from our industry of network marketing. In some ways, we're still pioneers. But I can promise you, in the not too distant future, more and more people will recognize that this is a really powerful powerful industry for individuals to be able to get more control over their financial future. And you'll definitely see evidence of that today as people from all over the country, all backgrounds, all walks of life get recognized. One of the keys to our success, I also believe, is the quality of the infrastructure that's in place. When you listen to some of our earlier pioneers, like myself, like Jane, John, Adam, many of others in the room, when we first started in Forever UK, there was nothing in place. No meetings, no trainings. Jane and I were talking about this the other day. The first literature we had, we imported from the Far East, so it was in Chinese, because we had established businesses in Asia, but not yet in the UK. So thankfully for us, there was pictures in there, so you could still tell the story of Forever. Now we have so much stuff available to us that makes it very much easier to share our message with others, even if we're not yet familiar with the message. We have events like this that you can come to learn from others and get inspired. We have, I think, close to 50 locations around the country in which we run weekly or fortnightly meetings that you can attend, take a guest with you, and they too can learn about the Forever story. We have websites, we have videos, everything that you could possibly need in order to get the knowledge that you need to get started is in place for you. It's a plug-and-play business. And the quality of that training has been recognized by our trade association, which is the Direct Selling Association. We're very proud to be active members of the DSA. And in order to be a member of the Direct Selling Association, we have to sign up to a very strict code of business conduct. And of course, we're very happy to do that. As a head office team and the staff, we're also very pleased that we have Investor in People status, which again is recognition by a government body as to the quality of our training and development programs for our teams in Longbridge Manor and in our distribution centre in Leamington Spa. As a business, we're also really well connected with you, our FBOs, and on a very regular basis we consult with our established business owners so that the materials we're producing come from you, so that we know that we're always at the forefront of what's working, so you can be confident that whatever material you're using that we've produced has come from people like you that have had the courage to start their own business and have become successful in that venture. I'd like to introduce you to just a few of the teams now. Firstly, our Forever VIPs. We have a leadership committee that we select from the top distributors or top business owners in the UK each year. We meet typically every second month. We've got some great projects underway at the moment to revamp some of our trainings for next year. Part of which, as you saw in the opening slides or opening VT before I came on, is a restructuring of our success days. So next year we're going to run 2-day events instead of a 1-day event. And the reason that we're doing that is that we recognize that as we're getting bigger, a larger part of our success day is taken over by recognition. And it's quite difficult to find the slots in order to give valuable information to you guys that you can use to build your business. So when we move to a 2-day format, that obviously gives us more time to get some meat into the days so that you can go away better equipped to build your business. And we will be working with the leadership committee over the coming weeks so that we can be very clear when we promote the days, what's going to be in the days, so that if you can't afford to take 2 days out, maybe you could come to one or the other of the days. We also are scaling up the size of the venues with the exception of Excel, which we're using again in February. All of our other venues in the NEC in Birmingham, the Genting Arena, and in Liverpool are venues that are flexible enough for us to get 10 or 12,000 people in the room if we need to. So I'm confident that next year, perhaps with the exception of February, you won't be in the position where you can't get a ticket for the event. We're very mindful of that. It's not a position we want to stay in. We want to be able to accommodate as many of you as possible, and so going to the bigger venues will help us do that. So I'd like you to help me recognize our leadership team for the great contribution that they make to our business. If any of these guys are in the room, if they'd like to stand, let's recognize them for the hard work that they put in. There they are. Thank you for the great job that you do. It's always a great pleasure when we meet. We get some great ideas. A bigger group is our Forever VIPs, and you can see on the slide there the criteria to become a Forever VIP. We have a regular dialogue with our VIPs, and again have a meeting during the course of the year in which we can get a two-way dialogue about what we could do better and what things that we could develop that would be useful to each and every one of you. So if anybody's got a VIP badge on, if you see them today, they have a black lanyard, get chatting to them. If you'd like to stand, we'd love to recognize you for the great contribution that you make to our business. All our VIPs scattered all around the room. Thank you, guys. If you see anybody with one of those black lanyards on today and you're new, take the opportunity to say hi, and I'm sure that all of our VIPs are going to be able to give you some encouragement, some words of wisdom, maybe some tips along the way. Our next group are our advisory board. During the course of the year, our advisory board are all around the country doing trainings on our products. They've absolutely helped us put our product range on the map. On the far left, our resident doctor, Dr. Peter Atherton, from a conventional GP background many years ago, and went on that journey of discovery to confirm that natural products have a role to play in the management of our health. He's the author of 3 books, and if you've come into the business by way of our Business in a Box, then his book is in there, and I'd encourage you to read it, because what it confirms more than anything is that our core range of products based around aloe has a long history of many civilizations using aloe to enable them to get better health, and that's essentially what we're all about. David Urch, you're going to hear from later on today. He's our resident vet. Again, David's done some great work in helping us develop the market for our products in the animal world. Recently had a really powerful article published in the Veterinary Times about the use of our product, which is available to you. If you contact Business Owner Support, they can send you that article. Sorry, I should have said Peter's not in the room today, so we can't thank him, but David's in the room somewhere, I think. David, give us a wave. There you are. Thank you for the great job you do. And of course, David will be on stage with us later on today. Dawn is our skincare and nutritional specialist, over 20 years in the beauty industry before she joined Forever. And like all of our advisory board, they have strong Forever businesses as well. So they're not just technical specialists, they're also familiar with the challenges that we perhaps all face from time to time in building our Forever business. So Dawn is the font of all knowledge when it comes to nutritional supplements. She's not in the room either, but give her a cheer, because we might just get the sound waves back to the Midlands for her. And then Louise Wiley is our flawless cosmetic specialist, and latterly our C9 and Fit consultant. Again, a lot of experience in the world of nutrition, sport, and cosmetics. So Louise, are you in the room today? Can't see her. Give her a round of applause anyway. I can't see anybody here. It's too big. Then we have our area development directors around the country. We have, again, a committed team of people who put on the weekly meetings, put on masterclasses, put on all sorts of trainings. If our ADDs could stand, let's recognize them for the great job that they do too. Thank you, guys. So, in summary, you have a business that I believe absolutely is in the right place at the right time, a business in which you'll be in business for yourself, but never by yourself. There's a huge amount of support and encouragement for you from your upline, the people who sponsored you, and in turn the people who sponsored them, and then from a wider audience of your crossline. You'll find that in Forever it's a very sharing, caring organization, and your colleagues are there to encourage you too. And then, of course, we've got the infrastructure of support from the head office. And I truly believe that it's a unique position that we find ourselves in, and a position where ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things by just applying themselves to a few simple principles over a period of time. And I'd encourage you, if you're here for the first time today, to listen to some of our stories as we're recognizing people today and they share their journey with Forever. And I think what you'll discover and confirm to yourself is, as I said, we're more alike than different, and if they can do it, you can do it too. So it's a secure future in which we can help more and more people around the country have a better life. So for those of you here for the first time, I hope that's given you a little insight into what our organization is all about and put into context what our day is all about.